Happy Wednesday. It's a glorious Wednesday. It's an awesome Wednesday. And why is it an awesome Wednesday? Because justice was served. And anytime justice is served is an awesome day. But before I go into it, I want to see something. I want to show you something. So this is newsgoogle.com. So we got the show trial. Secret Service, Supreme Court, NATO agrees, payment data, Democrats weigh in, pairing Biden, blah, blah, blah. For you, SCOTUS, Macron. You see something here? Am I not seeing something? Let's see here. What's here in the spotlight? Nope. I'm not seeing it. Is it up here? Nope, not seeing it. So we got two major cases that are coming to a close, where it talks about the justice. You probably saw from the title screen which two people I'm talking about. I just wanted to show this right here. This is oh nope, entertainment. Right there, entertainment. That's awesome. But only one of them. Only one of them is being shown. Where is this headline right here? Ghislaine Maxwell sentenced to 20 years in prison in Jeffrey Epstein's sex abuse case. That's right, was sentenced Tuesday to 20 years in prison for helping. I don't think she helped. I think Epstein was the fall guy all along. My understanding is Epstein was recruited by Miss Maxwell, but I understand the history. So I think her father was doing the same thing for sexually abusing underage kids for at least a decade between 1990s to the 2000s. The British former socialite whose late father rose to prominence in the UK as the modern Baron and Member of Parliament face a district court hearing in Manhattan that lasted several hours from the late morning until mid-afternoon, following the widely publicized criminal trial, which was not filmed. People had to report on it. Maxwell was found guilty last December of conspiring with Epstein, her long-standing association and romantic partner for a time, groom and recruit sexually abused minors as part of the late financier. Now in famous tracking ring, Maxwell was convicted of multiple charges related to sex trafficking and conspiracy. Maxwell's sentence includes 5 additional years of supervised release and a $750,000 fine. Judge Allison Nathan, who presided over the case, ordered her immediately to pay $100 for each count in which she was convicted of. And it kind of goes more and more. And she was found guilty, and now she's being sentenced to 20 years. That's right, 20 years. R. Kelly, which is the R&B singer, sentenced to 30 years in prison for federal racketeering and sex trafficking charges. The disgrace R&B. See how they say disgrace, but they didn't say the disgrace Maxwell or disgrace London socialite. I'm noticing the two. Sentenced to 30 years in prison Wednesday, according to the U.S. Attorney Office for the Eastern District of New York, following his conviction last year on federal racketeering and sex trafficking. Charges stem from the efforts over years to use his fame to ensnare victims he sexually abused. Prosecutor asked the judge to sentence Kelly, 55, to more than 25 years behind bars, while his defense attorney asked for 10 years or fewer, saying that the prosecution request was a tantamount of life sentences or life sentence. Well, maybe don't diddle little kids. Survivors of Kelly's abuse held hands in prayer and prayed as the U.S. District Court Judge Ann Donnelly began reading the sentencing or the sentence. Kelly, who wore a tan prison uniform, dark rimmed glasses, and a black mask at the hearing in the federal court in Brooklyn, showed no emotion. You left in the wake of trail of broken lives, Donnelly told Kelly, whose full name is Robert Sylvester Kelly. In deciding the sentence, Donnelly said that she considered Kelly's own traumatic childhood, during which his attorney said that he was repeatedly sexually abused by a family member and landlord. It may explain, at least in part, what led to your behavior, the judge said. It most certainly is not an excuse. And of course, we got Newsweek. R. Kelly, Ghislaine Maxwell prison sentence disparity cited by Twitter users. That's right, Twitter mentioned this. Yeah, go ahead and close you. Many took to social media to express their thoughts after the R. Kelly was given 30 years in prison, and some pointed out the difference in length in sentence given that to Ghislaine Maxwell, even though it was 10 years. Traditionally, females get less time than males for whatever reason. I don't exactly understand it. Doesn't seem that they're equal under the justice of the law, and does not necessarily bring true to blind justice. The Brooklyn courtroom judge handed R. Kelly, whose real name is Robert blah blah blah, 30 years in prison term on Wednesday afternoon. Kelly's sentence comes after the R&B singer was convicted last year of sex trafficking and racketeering charges. I don't know what the racketeering charges were, but I'm pretty sure that was added to it. Maybe related to the sex trafficking. I don't know. I'm not following the story. According to the Associated Press, Kelly sexually abused fans in a systematic scheme that went on for decades. While some users were questioning the length of the sentence given to Kelly after the former Jeffrey Epstein associated Ghislaine Maxwell was sentenced to 20 years in prison on Tuesday for her part, what was likely the most extensive known worldwide sex trafficking operation in recent history. I'm pretty sure that she may not make it out of the prison. There may be some cameras that may be faulty in the coming months or years. Who knows? Who knows? Taylor Hansen, an independent journalist and field reporter, pointed out to the massive worldwide reach of Maxwell crimes. R. Kelly was sentenced to 30 years in prison for subjecting fans and children to sexual abuse. Meanwhile, Ghislaine Maxwell ran an international ring involving some of the most influential and powerful people in the world, and she got 20 years in prison, he wrote. Hansen followed up a post mentioning that the disparity of the sentencing points to a larger problem. Both are obviously terrible, but it's clear who should have received a heftier sentence here. We can't talk about Maxwell clients. They abuse and ruin lives of countless people, but they're not important. Our system is completely broken, he posted. One woman suggests that race may be a possible factor in varying sentence length. I really think it's not race. I think it's actually gender or sex. In this regard, one is a female and one is a male, and courts have historically given females lighter sentences. I really hate to play the race card because I think it's BS. But why does R. Kelly get life while Ghislaine only gets 20 years? She wrote. Another person on Twitter, baffled by the number of years Kelly received compared to Maxwell, commented, "The math is not mathing." While some were puzzled by the proportionate sentencing, while others simply satisfied that both Maxwell and Kelly are punished for their crimes. Between Ghislaine Maxwell yesterday and R. Kelly today is about time someone or someone was sentenced for something. I can't say that sentence. They both preyed on countless young women and girls, committed horrifying crimes. Thankfully, their sentence should be long, but at least it's something. One user commented. Another person stated that the two lengthy sentences were given notable people on the consecutive days to a charge. Celebrities and elites usually get away with human trafficking. Those days are becoming less and less. Ghislaine Maxwell and R. Kelly in 1 week. Who's next? Keep the pressure on, a user posted. Oh, wow, interesting. It does say who they are. Kind of curious why they don't really say it, but it links to it. Huh, interesting. And there is no comments. Hmm. But yes, as I mentioned, it's a good day for justice. I wish Ghislaine Maxwell got a higher sentence than just 20 years. But that is a really long time, and she probably will die in prison of old age. I think she's what, 60? Maybe 70? Actually, let's find out. Let's find out. Give me one moment while I pull this up. Let's see here. I really want to know how old she is. So going back to here, 60 years. So she'll be 80 years, assuming that she survives and she doesn't die of disease. Huh, she's actually French. So 20 years, she'll be 80. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and do. R. Kelly is 55, so roughly, so that'd be 30 years, which will be 85 years. Roughly, yeah. So they're about similar. I mean, if they were to get out, they'll both be in their 80s. But chances are they're both probably going to die of old age before that even happens, which is still a good day. Good day for justice. At least it's something. Too bad we can't see the client list for Ghislaine Maxwell. That'd be nice to know, but they got that on a hush hush. I'm pretty sure there's people we know for sure that's on that list that will never see a day in trial, unfortunately. But anyways, leave a comment down below on what your thoughts are on this whole thing. And smash the like and subscribe button on any and all platforms or just the platform that you're currently watching. But most importantly, have yourself a wonderful day, morning, or evening.